My name is Nassine Saps.
Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. How many people are getting attacked? The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
There's a lot of drama going on with the reptilians being rounded up. And I've been talking about this all week because this is what's going on around us now, folks. And I've been trying to explain the different factions in the background. I know a lot of other people get involved with all the dramas of what agencies are doing what and stuff like that, and that's useful. But basically what's going on is reptilians are being rounded up. You'll know them as the globalists because that's the deep state. The entire deep state shadow government is run by the reptiles. And with Trump being in power, it represents a different group of aliens. Because he comes through the Freemasonry line. And yeah, the Freemasons, most of them are reptilians. But the god of Freemasonry, the ruler of it, is a tall gray alien. And so Trump, although he is a part of the whole umbrella of the Illuminati, he is a different branch of it. He's not part of the faction that was run by Rockefeller and Bush and Cheney and Kissinger and all them. So they're a different faction. Like I said, they're factionalized, and they all hate each other, and they fight against each other. But either way, they all belong to Satan. That's why he never worries about anything. Because you can't even run for president unless you're pre-approved. And obviously Trump was pre-approved, right? He didn't just come out of nowhere. He was pre-approved. So the A-list celebrities are all reptiles because they've all sold their soul to Satan. They've all been soul scalped or replaced. They're even working on the A-list sports figures now. The people on TV, you don't get a show by chance, and that doesn't mean that means everybody. Everybody. I used to be a big holdout on Tim Tebow, thinking, no, one of us got in. He's really a Christian. You know, you really root him on. So you figure out you've been lied to and played the whole time. They all have to sell out. There's nobody squeaking in. Because if they give you a taste, and they say, okay, we're going to let your album go to number 1, or we're going to let you have a reality show, and then they come back after the first season when it's been successful and you made all that money, say, okay, if you want season 2, you got to sign the dotted line. See? That's why I could never get into this Duck Dynasty crap. None of this stuff on TV. I don't buy into the lies. I don't buy into it. I don't trust them. I know better. There's no Christian TV. It's deception TV. The Masons own TBN, the Beast Network. The only way you get a religious show on TV is to sell out. Have you seen how gross Joyce Meyer has become since they replaced her? That clown, goofy look of hers? Because of her extra wide reptilian mouth, and so, it extends, and so she has that goofy clown mouth. All of them, folks. They've all been replaced. Because the other faction, the Ashtar faction, is rounding all the reptilians up. They're rounding them up. They get ready to take over the whole world with their scheme. Their new age of enlightenment. Their golden age of Gaia. Yeah. The Pope's going to announce Selana's arrival, and the Muslims are going to see Maitreya arrive in a spaceship. And oh boy, here we go. I think they're going to need to get control of the media before they arrive. Now, the Ashtar Command is the Aryans, that Hitler was trying to prop up back in the day. And what happened was what we call the deep state now, this group of lizards that controls all that, mounted a coup against Hitler. And they worked with the Japanese faction of theirs. And so they had the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor so it would give us an excuse to get involved with World War II so we could go over there and oust Hitler out of power. America was been taken over by a rogue reptilian faction at that point. Not a rogue, they're all rogue. It's just different groups than the one Hitler was working with. So then we got involved and took the power away from Hitler to establish his Aryans on Earth, the tall whites. And ever since then, we've been in control by the reptiles. And they've controlled everything about our country. And this goes for Europe, too. This pretty much goes for all of UK. The Queen was the chiefest of the reptiles. Her and her lizard family. And so now, after about, 100 years? Almost 80, 90 years? This reptile faction is finally going down. It's finally going down. And this is the faction that's been in charge of our military, all the child trafficking around the world, run by the Pentagon, folks. You can pick up all these bottom feeders all you want to at DHS and California, and that they're giving you all the bottom feeders. Meanwhile, the generals that run this stuff, and I mean generals, you don't hear a breath about them. You don't hear squat. You might hear about Pizzagate, because that involves some politicians in D.C. Who supplied the kids? Pentagon. I mean, if you're in a war to stop child trafficking and pedophilia, don't you go after the suppliers? Pentagon. And I'm never going to shut up about Pentagon. That ticks them off to no end. So, they're still rounding up the reptiles. Got to round them up before Ashtar can arrive, the tall grays. They don't want bullied by the mean reptiles. I don't think they're any better, folks. They're not exactly vegans. They eat humans. They may not be into the raping and the pedophilia of humans, but they are hugely into crossbreeding and making hybrid kids all over the place through crossbreeding, and they eat humans. They have diner bases where they feast on them. If they really want to kill Trump, how do you kill clones? I mean, they tried to kill Obama. I think they actually did kill a clone of his. Well, yeah, you just bring out another one. Presidents have been cloned. They'll have 8 of them in waiting. Why do you think they have a lab underneath the White House, folks? The clones are out, and people are putting videos out of Trump shape-shifting and all that. That's the clone. The clones are hounded by demons and aliens, reptiles, whatever. There's no souls. They're just empty vessels, so something's controlling them, right?
This was not the enemy.
The White House gives an update on the New Jersey drone sightings. Per NBC News, the large number of unexplained nighttime drone sightings in New Jersey and other East Coast states created panic, which at one point shut down an airport. Now, Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, says many of those drones were authorized and known by the government. She told reporters at a briefing January 28th,
After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
So this is really important information. Serge Monas, he was a journalist, and here's a picture of him. And he did get a hold of certain documents in order to show the plans. And it's amazing, because this was 21 years ago. Is it this one? Oh yeah, this is it. The goal to make mankind believe that an alien off-world invasion is about to occur at every major city on Earth in order to provoke each major nation to use its nuclear weapons in order to strike back. This way, the United Nations Court will require that all those nations which launched nuclear weapons to disarm when the invasion is shown to have been false. And how will the United Nations know that the invasion was false? Because they staged it, of course. So their goals is an international army. They already got it. An international police force. They already got it. A world bank for the economy. They already got it. A world government under the United Nations. Pretty much a done deal. A world conservatory bank for the wilderness preservation around the world. That means all green movements will be melded into a new international bank or disappear altogether. A world religion where all church doctrines will be destroyed at the roots to be replaced by the new world religion of the age of Aquarius. The world 7 races classification for all human slaves who will fulfill predetermined work tasks whether they agree to it or not. The world concentration headquarters at the United Nations for those who will not accept the new system. The World Agriculture and Food Supply Control, which will control food and vitamin supplies around the world.
You talk about the 10 crowns that the beast has, and these are leaders that come with him. Now, knowing Lucifer, there's no way one of them is going to be human, because he hates humans. Look what he's done to DC. He has soul-scalped everybody. They've all been replaced by clones, or they're soul-scalped humans. Same thing he's done to Hollywood. You can't turn on the TV now, especially ESPN reporters, Fox reporters. They're all soul-scalped lizards. Look at their eyes. They're all slits. You can't get through Sunday football. Every reporter they show has the slit eyes, the snake eyes, the cat eyes. They're not round pupils. They're straight slits up and down. Those are soul-scalped humans. So these 10 kings that reign with Lucifer, reign with the Antichrist in the last days, they're not going to be human. Probably part of this squadron of 11 coming with the Ashtar command. Let me read this in verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, ye shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Look up the word flesh in Strong's. That's a human body. That's not symbolic. That's not the good fatness part of the earth or the country. That's humans. They're going to eat humans. They're going to come after America, the great whore, because they hate us, and they're going to make America desolate and naked, eat the humans, and burn her with fire. This is what's coming to America. No human would be wanting to go to war with another country so they could eat the other human. But aliens would. They can't satisfy their appetites enough. The horns that the leaders that rise to power with the Antichrist. Number one, they're not human. Number two, they've never been in power before. That's why they're placed into power for 1 hour.